Picture this. Your friend takes a spectacular tumble on an icy sidewalk. Or maybe you just slammed your shin into a coffee table with enough force to make your ancestors wince. There's that split second of stunned silence, the sharp intake of breath, and then it happens. Not a tear, not a cry of pain, but a sudden, uncontrollable burst of laughter. It feels totally bizarre, right? Maybe even a little inappropriate. The pain is very real. So why is your body acting like it just heard the world's funniest joke? It's a strange phenomenon that can leave you feeling like your internal wiring is crossed. You might even wonder, am I a little weird for laughing at this? The answer is a hard no. But what if I told you this reaction isn't some strange glitch? What if it's actually a sophisticated defense mechanism, a complex response hardwired into your brain and body? Today, we're breaking down the weirdly wonderful psychology of laughing through the pain and revealing what's really going on when your brain chooses laughter over tears. Think about it. In a moment of sudden, sharp pain, your brain has a choice. It can sound the alarm with tears, a flood of stress hormones, and a full-blown panic response. Or it can do something completely unexpected. It can laugh. This seemingly illogical reaction is what psychologists call an incongruous emotion. Basically, an expression that feels totally out of place. But far from being a mistake, this response is one of the most fascinating survival tools your brain has. It's an emergency broadcast system, a chemical painkiller, and an ancient social signal all rolled into one explosive and often awkward burst of laughter. So, stick around as we uncover the three main reasons why your brain sometimes laughs in the face of pain. 1. The brain's emergency override. Laughter as a defense mechanism. The first, and maybe most important, reason we laugh when we're hurt is that it's a powerful psychological defense mechanism. Imagine your brain is a complex electrical grid. A sudden injury is like a massive power surge. The shock, the pain, and the fear all hit at once, threatening to overload the whole system. If your circuits get overwhelmed, you risk a total shutdown, a state of panic or emotional collapse. To prevent this, your brain has a built-in circuit breaker, nervous laughter. This involuntary reaction acts as a pressure release valve, venting all that overwhelming emotional energy before it can cause a system-wide failure. It's a subconscious trick to create instant psychological distance from the trauma. By laughing, you're momentarily shifting your perspective from "I am in agony" to "this absurd thing is happening to me." That tiny mental shift can be just enough to keep you thinking clearly and prevent you from being totally consumed by pain or fear. As neuroscientist V.S. Ramachandran puts it, this is a deliberate tactic. He argues that we have nervous laughter because we want to convince ourselves that the horrible thing we just encountered isn't really as horrible as it appears. It's an act of self-preservation. You're essentially telling yourself, this isn't so bad, even if your shin would strongly disagree. It's a way for your mind to buy a few seconds to process the shock without succumbing to it. And research backs this up, showing that using humor can be an incredibly effective way to reframe a negative event and lessen its immediate emotional punch. It's your brain's emergency override, a strange but brilliant way to protect you from yourself. 2. The chemical cocktail, your brain's natural painkiller. Now, let's get into what's happening on a purely biological level, because this defense mechanism has some serious chemical firepower. When you get hurt, your body gets flooded with stress hormones like cortisol, the stuff that fuels that fight or flight feeling. But laughter is a powerful antidote. The physical act of a real, deep laugh, the kind that makes your stomach ache, triggers a cascade of neurochemicals designed to make you feel better fast. The most important of these are endorphins. You've probably heard of endorphins from a runner's high, but they do more than just boost your mood. Endorphins are your body's own natural opioids. They're powerful, internally produced painkillers. Studies have shown that the physical act of laughing, specifically the repeated exhales that tire out your abs, triggers the brain to release these endorphins. This has a direct analgesic effect, which means it literally raises your pain threshold. Researchers at the University of Oxford actually proved this. They showed people comedy clips and found that after just 15 minutes of genuine laughter, participants could tolerate about 10% more pain. That laughter-induced endorphin rush was acting as a natural anesthetic. So when you fall and start laughing, your brain isn't just distracting you. It's actively deploying a chemical solution to numb the pain. At the same time, Laughter helps reduce the levels of those stress hormones floating around in your blood. It swaps out cortisol for a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, including dopamine, which is tied to reward and pleasure, and serotonin, a natural mood stabilizer. This is why, after a good laugh, even one that started from a place of pain, you often feel a sense of calm or even mild euphoria. It's a profound physiological shift. Your brain knows that laughing feels good and has real benefits. So in a crisis, it deploys it like a fast-acting, all-natural medicine. 3. An ancient social signal, the false alarm theory. The third reason for this strange reaction is rooted deep in our evolutionary past. Laughter isn't just for you. It's a profoundly social tool that's been shaped over millions of years. And according to one of the most compelling evolutionary explanations, the false alarm theory, laughter may have evolved as a critical signal to our tribe. Imagine one of our early human ancestors walking through the savannah. They hear a rustle in the bushes and see a coiled shape. Their brain screams, "Snake! Danger!" and they freeze. But on a closer look, they realize it's just a curved branch. The threat is gone. What do? They let out a loud laugh. According to this theory, that sound serves a vital purpose. It broadcasts a message to the rest of the group that says, "All clear. It was a false alarm. You can relax." This signal is loud and contagious for a reason. It's designed to spread quickly and restore a sense of safety. Now, let's apply this to a modern injury. You're walking with friends, you trip, and you go down hard. For a split second, there's a jolt of social alarm. Is the person okay? Was it a serious fall? Your laughter, even if it's through gritted teeth, acts as that same ancient signal. It tells everyone around you, "I'm okay. It's not as bad as it looked. No need to panic." Laughing at your own minor misfortune is a way to manage the social awkwardness, diffusing the tension and letting everyone know that no emergency help is needed. It's a primal broadcast that says, "Crisis assessed. We're all good here." Let's have a quick distinction: nervous laughter versus pseudobulbar effect. It's important to make a quick but crucial distinction here. The nervous laughter we've been talking about is a common coping mechanism that most of us experience. However, there is a separate neurological condition called pseudobulbar effect, or PBA. PBA causes people to have frequent, involuntary, and uncontrollable outbursts of laughing or crying that are completely disconnected from how they actually feel. This isn't a psychological defense. It's caused by damage to the neural pathways that control emotion, often from a stroke, TBI, or other neurological diseases like ALS or MS. While someone with PBA might laugh at an odd time, their experience is fundamentally different. The laughter we're exploring today is the far more common, adaptive response of a healthy brain under sudden stress. So, the next time you find yourself in that bizarre moment, laughing after a painful mishap, rest assured you're not strange and your brain isn't broken. In fact, it's working perfectly. That seemingly out-of-place laughter is a testament to the incredible complexity of the human mind and its layered strategies for survival. It's a psychological shield, creating a moment of mental distance from the shock. It's a biological painkiller, flooding your system with endorphins to literally numb the ache. And it's an ancient social signal, letting everyone around you know that things are under control. This reaction is a beautiful, if slightly odd, symphony of psychology, biology, and evolutionary history playing out in real time. It's a reminder that even in moments of pain, our brains are hardwired not just to cope, but to protect, heal, and connect. So, the next time you see someone laugh through the pain, you'll know it's not because they aren't hurting. It's just their brain's surprising and brilliant way of starting the healing process. If this video helped you understand your own brain a little better, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the psychology of our everyday lives. Now I've got a question for you. Have you ever laughed uncontrollably after getting hurt? What's the most ridiculous situation where this has happened to you? Share your story in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious and I read every single one. Thanks for watching.